everyone, and welcome back to our channel. So you're thinking about getting a Dachshund, or maybe you already own a Dachshund and you just want a little more information about them. That is what this video is about today. So I want to just start off by saying I am by no means an expert on this breed. I know about them from owning them myself, and I've done a lot of research on them, but I am by no means an expert. And please, if you're considering getting a Dachshund or getting a rescue Dachshund too, that's a wonderful way to go. Please do your research. This is just a little snippet on the breed. There is a ton of research out there. I'm going to list a website that was really helpful for me and continues to be helpful. I'm still learning about this breed. So yeah, that's what this video is about today. So if that interests you, please keep watching. So I'm going to start on a little bit of history on the Dachshund. They originated in Germany, and they were bred to actually go down into the badger holes and flush out the badgers. They weren't actually bred to kill the badgers, they were bred to flush them out and corner them so that the hunters could do whatever they wanted to do with them. So that's what they were bred for. They continued to breed them smaller and smaller, hence the mini, so they could go down into smaller holes, rabbit holes, small vermin like that. So that's what they were originally bred for. I've also read that that is why their bark is so loud. Yes, for an 11-pound dog, their bark is incredibly loud. We'll talk more about that later. There are three sizes of Dachshund. There is the standard, which is normally between 16 and 32 pounds. There are the minis, which these guys are, and those are under 11 pounds. And then there's an in-between size that is called the tweenie. I don't know much about that size, but they say that that size is just in between the mini and the standard. So three sizes. There are also three coat types with the Dachshunds. There's the smooth coat, which these guys are. There is the long-haired, and they are beautiful. And there are also the wire hair. They look very different. I'm going to insert a picture of how different they look, but they're all just beautiful. A lot of people might not know also that there are 15 different color types with the Dachshunds. The ones you see most often are the red, the black and tan. There's also the dapple. There's a brindle, and there's a chocolate. I'm not going to go into all of them, but then there's also the piebald, which is a personal favorite of mine. As far as exercise goes with these guys, like any other dog, they're going to need daily exercise. If you're going to plan on taking your Dachshund on a 10-mile run, this isn't the right breed for you. They have tiny little legs. They can keep up. They're really tenacious for such a little dog, but not for that type of thing. So just daily exercise on a walk. These guys love to go on hikes. So just your normal exercise that you'd give any other dog. As far as grooming goes, it's going to depend on which coat type you have. These smooth coats are super easy. I just give them baths. The long-haireds are going to be, require a little more brushing. Make sure those mats don't form behind the ears and such. And the wire hair, some good brushing with those too. But generally, they're pretty low maintenance on the grooming. One thing I will tell you though, and Willie's are a little bit long right now, but nails. It's really important to keep their nails trimmed so they don't catch on things. If they're running and they catch on a rug, they could flip over and really hurt themselves. So it's real important that you keep their nails trimmed. Willie needs to go in. Tilly got hers done a little bit ago, but Willie needs to go in for his. I'm not going to go into too much about the health of the Dachshund because I am not an expert, and there are many, many books and websites out there that can help you with that. I will say that Dachshunds can have spinal and back issues because of the length of their body. So it's really, really important to prevent them from jumping as much as you possibly can. Invest in steps or a ramp when you get the puppy so they get used to it. It's really, really going to save you in the long run from any back and spinal issues. Another thing I will tell you too from personal experience is if you're bringing your Dachshund into a home with larger dogs, just really supervise that play. Willie's had a couple bouts of some back issues, and we think it's because Guinness was, he didn't do it on purpose. He was just playing with him, or actually one time he pushed him out of the way to get into the door, and Willie kind of flipped backwards, and that happened. So I want to just reiterate that it's really important that you supervise that play with larger dogs. So as far as temperament goes, they are happy, playful, loving little dogs. I've never had a breed that loved to be touched or loved to snuggle so much. They will burrow into basically anything. Any blanket or even your sweatshirt. They just love that burrowing this breed does. We have to always be careful when we sit down on the couch on a blanket because odds are there's going to be a dachshund underneath there. So they do love that. They are a little bit strong-willed. Some might say stubborn. I'm going to insert a clip here of what I mean. Willie, come. Willie, come. Willie, come. Come. Come on. So Willie knew exactly what I wanted him to do, but he just was going to do it on his own time. That's what I mean. They're highly intelligent, very trainable dogs. It's just sometimes they're going to do it on their own time and maybe not exactly when you want them to do it. I get asked all the time if dachshunds are good with children, and mine love them. They absolutely love children, but they've also been socialized with children from a very early age. So, and when I did socialize them, I always made sure that the kids knew how to handle the dogs. There was never any rough play. When you pick up a dachshund, because they're so long, you always want to pick them up keeping their backs straight. So any children that we played with, they knew that, and yeah, these guys are absolutely wonderful. They're very loyal dogs as well. The only thing I can see with our dogs that would be a negative that I want you to know is that they do bark. This breed will let you know what is going on in your entire neighborhood. But like I said in my first video, they don't consistently bark. They're barking at something, but they just bark at a lot of things. So in wrapping this up, please, again, do your research. Do your research not only on the breed, but also on the breeder that you will potentially get your puppy from. It's just so, so very important. So I can honestly tell you that after owning dachshunds ourselves, we will never be without one in our lives. They are the most loving dogs, and they've brought us so much joy. So that's it for us. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your friends, and we will see you in our next video. Bye-bye.